Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Standing. My name is Beth, and I am here for another reading update. 2 in 1 week. Are you proud? Today is Wednesday, May 27th, and I have completed 3 more books since I spoke to you on Monday. 2 of them are ones I told you I was going to finish, and then the other one is just the next physical book I picked up. So, first, I want to show you that I do know how to work my phone. I turned the brightness all the way down and it turned itself back up. There we go. What Happened to Rachel Riley by Claire Swinarski. I hope I said it correctly. This book followed Anna, who was a new girl at school, and she found out pretty quickly on that there was one girl who was kind of a pariah. Nobody wanted to talk to her. But when you looked at like up until middle of the year, 7th grade, this girl was like super popular. She was in a bunch of clubs, had a bunch of friends. So Anna is real big into a certain podcast, and she decides that she is going to figure out what's going on. And I gave it about a 3.5 stars. It was really good, but towards the end, it kind of switched a little bit in the tone. And while I think it's an important message, I think the tone switch kind of overdid it a little bit. But I still really enjoyed it, and would recommend that you read it. The next book I finished was Rogue by Lynn Miller Lachlan. I have told you about this one already as well. I finished annotating. So I tabbed, I underlined, I highlighted, threw my bookmark around. Now, this book follows Kiara, who believes that she has Asperger's, and throughout the book, you definitely see why. So the pink tabs are things that have to do with school. The green tabs are where it's a really good representation of Asperger's or autism. And then the orange tabs are where she is connecting with the other. And for her, the other is Rogue and the other X-Men. So there's a whole lot of green and orange. You could see they do a good job of representing autism. And the other, there's not a whole lot of pink because she got kicked out of school. But there are places where it talks about school because she was completing with an at-home tutor. Her new friend who moved in across the street, his family is they're cooking meth, and so she kind of slowly finds out what it means to be a real friend, which is a big issue for a lot of people on the spectrum because we don't really understand social interaction. So this did that beautifully. The ending was glorious. I give it about a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Absolutely, really enjoyed this. Highly recommend. The next book I finished was Buzzing. This is by Samuel Satin with illustrations by Rye Hickman. This is a graphic novel. Yes, it is tabbed up because I am using this in my dissertation as well as Rogue. In the front of all of them, I'm putting a little list of what the tabs are for. So in this one, we follow Isaac, who has been diagnosed as having OCD, and a very strict mom who is trying to make him better by not letting him grow, basically. But he's a 12-year-old 7th or 8th grader. I think he's in 7th grade and then 8th grade at the end of the book. But so my blue is OCD symptoms, pink is school, orange is other again, and then green is mom and the doctor doing the OCD talk. So like the expert adult. And yes, I did manage to highlight some things in this as well, even though it is a very nicely done graphic novel. I really Whoop, there you go. Really enjoyed this one as well. I think it got a 4 out of 5 stars from me. So, yep, I have finished my first two annotations. Now I've run into a problem. The problem I've run into is that I own the highlighted books. Okay. So I am trying to physically own all of the books, first of all, because I have to annotate all of the ones for my dissertation, right? The last book that I physically own for the Northeast, I cannot find. Uh, no clue where it went. I'm pretty sure I physically own a copy. I highlighted it like I physically own a copy. Elena and I looked in both of our areas, all through the living room, everything. Cannot find it. I'm sure it will show up eventually, or I'll buy another copy because, yeah. However, until then, that means I am out of the books that I own for the Northeast, and I was trying to read and annotate all of the Northeast before I moved on to the South. So, in order to move forward with reading the books, at least, even though I'm not um, annotating them right now, I was able to get Honestly Elliot from my Libby app, so I can at least read that on the Kindle and maybe make some notes about where I'm going to want to. Hopefully, this time the sound won't cut out in the middle of me talking to you guys. Right as I was trying to tell you that I'm at least going to read Honestly Elliot and then my audiobook, which I will talk to you about here in a second, and make notes so that I'm moving forward in what it is that I am reading for my dissertation and also for middle grade May. Um, Elena called to tell me that they made it. She is in an honor band that I actually was part of way back when I was in high school. And she and her friends that are in that honor band just got on the bus and headed a couple of towns over to where she used to live when she was little, where I went to high school and undergrad. She is staying in the dorms where I stayed my freshman year of undergrad and practicing on the field where I used to practice in marching band. So it's big fun for me. They made it there safe. She wanted to call in. Her and her friends wanted to say hi and let me know they were there safely. And we're going to get McDonald's for lunch. Um, so big full circle moment for me. Um, I'm super excited that coming home allows us to do these things. And that town is also where I first met my now fiance, who's been my best friend for 26 years. So it's an important part of our history, and I love that she gets to participate in these things. But none of that is important right now because I am talking to you about books. And this is where the having to re-record it comes in, because the doorbell rang and I stopped the recording, saved it, went to go see who it was, and came back, and half of the sound had disappeared from that recording, exactly where I was talking to you about Focused by Alison Gerber. So Focused is the audiobook that I'm going to be listening to, and Honestly Elliot is the Kindle book I'm going to be reading. Both of them I will eventually get in physical form to annotate, but they are both Northeast no, region, and they both follow middle grade students with ADHD. So I'm looking forward to that, since the last book I read was OCD and the one before that was autism. I'm looking forward to the ADHD perspective. But those are the books that I have read, am reading, will be reading. Once I get done with Focused and Honestly Elliot, I will move on to the others in that Northeast region. And I will let you know what I think about all of them. If you've read any of these, want to read any of them, want to tell me what you're reading, all of that jazz, come and talk to me in the comment section down below. I will hopefully talk to you again soon. Until next time, stay safe out there, guys.